Welcome to Footy Central as we count down to the AFL Grand Final between the Cats and the Hawks. It's nearly 2 decades since they faced each other in a Grand Final. Hawthorn won that match just. So what's in store for tomorrow? Shortly we'll hear from commentator Bruce. It's going to be special McAvaney. And 2 footy greats, Hawthorn's John the Rat Platten and Geelong's Barry Stoneham. We have got the greats here for AFL Smackdown.
Yeah, OK. Welcome back to Federation Square in Melbourne. And if you are in the area, you might want to come on down and visit us. We'd love to see you. And Monique has one reason in particular why. Mon.
I do. We are giving away tickets to the grand final this morning. And I've got to say, I absolutely love it when Koshy uses his footy voice. It's kind of like that every time that anything comes up, particularly on grand final, the day before grand final. Now, at 6 o'clock this morning, we gave away our first 2 tickets, and it was to Charlotte and Sam. Now, they decided that they were going to give it to your brother, Michael. So Koshy had the great idea that we'd give you 2 the tickets as well. And I think that these 2 girls are still just letting that sink in. Is that right?
Yes.
I spoke to your brother. He said you're the most selfless person that he knows.
Yeah, it's about right. I got a big heart and I just give out to everyone. So, in particular family though, but yeah.
Good on you. Well, enjoy. And there are more later on throughout the morning.
Fantastic. Thank you, Monique. That is really lovely. Well, we'll see you soon. It is 7 o'clock. Here is Nat. She's got...
Yeah, let's leave it there. We'll go to sport now.
You reckon? No.
Let's talk about the countdown to AFL's biggest day, Brits.
Oh, Nat, I've got my lucky undies on, have had all week. Geelong and Hawthorn will wrap up their grand final preparations today with a parade through the Melbourne CBD. The Cats have made only one change to their lineup for tomorrow's battle. David Wachinski is out to make way for Paul Chapman. Wachinski says his teammates have been extremely supportive since he was given the news. The Hawks have named an unchanged side and say they have no injury concerns. And tomorrow here on the 7 Network, footy fans will be given an answer to one of the biggest questions in the game. Fallen AFL star Ben Cousins will tell the AFL a grand final game day show which club he wants to play for. That's a big one tomorrow. The Brownlow medalist still has to convince the league he's ready to play again. In the NRL, Sharks hard man Paul Gallen says he's out to end a 41-year drought for Cronulla tonight against Melbourne. The Sharks have never won a premiership. The winner of tonight's clash will play in this year's grand final against the victor of tomorrow night's clash between Manly and the Warriors. Formula One drivers are gearing up for the first ever nighttime race. They've taken a good look at the circuit in Singapore and given it the green light.
It looks spectacular under the lights. I think the cars will look brilliant, and the TV and also the still photos and things like that, everything will be very, very unique. So, you know, we're all looking forward to, you know, driving on also just on a new track as well.
With 4 races remaining, including the round in Singapore, McLaren's Lewis Hamilton needs Ferrari's Felipe Massa or leads him by 1 point.
Sunrise weather, proudly brought to you by UltraTune, caring for your car.
Well, Brisbane fine today with temperatures increasing over the weekend. Sunny and warm in Sydney. Warm but windy in Melbourne, we can tell you. Canberra fine and sunny. Rain developing this morning in Hobart. Adelaide fine and warm ahead of a cool afternoon change. Perth rain with a chance of a storm. And fine and hot today in Darwin.
7 minutes past 7. It doesn't get any better than grand final eve, does it? It is nearly 2 decades since Geelong and Hawthorn faced each other in a grand final. So there's plenty of unfinished business to settle at the G. Hawthorn won that match by 6 points. So can they do it again? Or will Geelong claim back-to-back premierships?
Well, let's ask AFL commentator Bruce McAvaney, the only one sitting here without a scarf on.
We can get you on, Macca. Two LA boys together.
And 2 men, of course, who played in the 1989 grand final. We've got Hawthorn hero John Platten and Geelong great Barry Stoneham. And, of course, Mike Barella. Oh, gentlemen, thank you all for joining us this morning. Bruce Bruce, if I can start with you. Wow. How exciting.
It is.
How big will it be tomorrow?
I reckon as big as it gets, to be honest. I've been talking to Platts about it and Barrier. Look, it just looks a classic grand final. I just can't see it being anything but a great game. So, yeah, we're pumped. We're really pumped.
Barry, take us back to 89. Number one, do you remember any of it? It was a tough encounter.
It was a great time to be involved in football. We're only young fellows, of course, so 21, a very young squad. Disappointing result, very tough and hard from the first minute onwards, but look, the better team won on the day. They'd played 7 grand finals in a row. Disappointing to lose by a goal, but certainly a bit of romance about this weekend too after 89, that's for sure.
And John, what about you? What do you remember about 89?
Nothing. I got whacked in the first quarter, so...
You got knocked out.
But I do remember bits and pieces of it, and but it was just the celebrations afterwards, and just to go back on the Sunday and watch the replay was just unbelievable. You know, the boys are out and about, and Dipper went down, Dermot, Pritchard and these types of blokes all went down, but at the end of it, we just got through and won by 6 points. It was fantastic.
Rat, for courage and intensity and ferocity, there's been nothing like it, has there? That was a pretty special grand final. Sorry to use your word, Bruce.
Yeah, very, very special. What a break. It was great. It was just to go back and to watch it and to watch it over and over again. It was just fantastic. You know, the pressure which both sides put on each other. I think we were in front by 6 or 7 goals in the first quarter, and then Geelong, to their credit, just clawed their way back. Gary Ablett kicked 9 goals. Fantastic effort. Kicked some great goals. So it just had everything in it.
And Bruce Dermy got whacked.
He did.
You know, 30 metres behind the play. The whole. Will it be that physical tomorrow, do you reckon?
I think it might be. I'm not sure if anyone's going to run through anyone at the start, but I just can't see how it's not going to be tough and hard. I mean, you've got... What do you think, Barry? I mean, you've got 2 very determined teams. 2 teams that I think both think they can win, which is really good.
They're both very hard nuts around both teams, certainly. The midfield especially, you've got real 4 or 5 players. Both teams are really hard. Every grand final is going to be hard and tough at the start and during the game. There'll be no incidents, I wouldn't think, to start it off, but I think just the way they both play their football, the teams, it'll be one of the hardest grand finals we've seen for quite a few years.
Bruce, injury clouds in the Hawthorn camp. Do we take that seriously?
Look, I reckon Crode's going to be... I mean, we talked... Crode's one of them and Hodge. They're 2 of them, and Young had a bit of a problem with a calf last week. I'm thinking they're going to be fine. John and Barry know better than Mark and I, but I think those players are going to carry those pretty well, don't you?
They will, and look, always, most players this time of year are a bit sore anyway. There's always going to be a few injuries lingering on from the season, but those players who are actually a little bit sore from last week, like a Luke Hodge, they're very tough players. They'll push through for the last game of the year, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like, it's the sort of thing where blokes, you know, it's one day in September which they always want to play, and they will do anything to get themselves up for it. And if they come in at 90% fit, well, so be it.
Do you just not feel pain?
You don't feel pain. No, everything just goes through. It's a bit of a blur when you first run out on the ground. You're running on air and this sort of thing. But once the ball's bounced, you got the first touch. It's back to business and playing footy.
Gives you goosebumps.
I'm getting all goosebumpy.
Do you guys get involved with the team tomorrow? What are you 2 doing? Are you?
No,
do you talk to any of the boys, or you go to the functions and all that sort of
tomorrow,
stuff?
I think I'm going into the rooms before the game, so which is great, just to say good day to them and that sort of thing, and see what they're like, and just see the glass in their eye and just their fierceness, and just to be a part of it is so exciting.
You do the same, Baz?
I'll stay away from the rooms. I'm doing a bit of work before the game for MCC, but certainly after the game, all going, well, win or lose, certainly go in the rooms after the game, because I remember last year when we went in after 44-year drought and winning a grand final, the actual emotion and feeling within the rooms after the game was something to behold.
Johnny, when you're going tomorrow, can you pat Campbell Brown on the back for us and wish him luck from us? He's been a regular on Sunrise all season. He is such a gentleman.
He is. He's just a great guy. Tough player.
Thank you all for joining us. Good luck tomorrow, Bruce.
Good calling.
Now it's turned to pass judgment. In our phone poll this morning, we're asking who will win the grand final at the moment. Let's have a look. Oh, 54% saying Hawthorn.
Wow. To back Geelong, call 1902 55 770. Put your phone away, Brett. For Hawthorn, 1902 55 771.
Those numbers again.
There you go. It's going to be fast.
150 years ago, the Australian Football Committee invented a way to make the game more exciting. They called it September. As for what happens next,
the show a few years ago, and he gave you boys a crumping lesson. You were very good.
It's all about...
You've gone so far with that too.
That's right. Well, obviously, Brett, you've been working on it down in Geelong. It must have been big.
Yeah, well,
You've taken it to Geelong?
Well, Geelong's crumping. Really, it's a crumping capital of Australia. Everybody knows that. Yeah. And now they've moved on to pop locking, but it's all cool. We've got it going on in Geelong.
And they're about to go back to moonwalking.
That's right. Full circle.
All right, what's your prediction? I want numbers. What do you reckon?
Are you serious?
Yeah,
You really want to
serious,
know?
Yeah.
I think Geelong will win. I honestly think Geelong will win. And I have the greatest respect for Hawthorn. They have been fantastic this year. But I don't think it's going to be as close as people think. I think 48, 49 points. I think Geelong in the second half will go away.
Because we were saying the first 10 minutes is going to be crucial, isn't it? Obviously, if Hawthorn comes out firing, that's going to be a lot. Don't look at me like that.
And if they can settle it too.
It's the 10 minutes.
If they can run on and settle.
I want it to be like 89, which was so tough, so hard. I was living in Camberwell at the time.
Yeah.
And we had a tradition. My dad and brother would come down to the grand final each year and we'd go, the three of us, but it was a pilots dispute and they couldn't get down. So I thought, greatest sporting event in Australia, AFL Grand Final. Type of bloke I am, I took Lib and Samantha.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I was sitting there watching Grand Final, Hawthorn, Geelong. I'm into it. The ball's up one end, Lib's looking down there, and I go, I bring you to the greatest football event in Australia, the AFL Grand Final, and you can't even follow the ball. And she looked at me and said, Dermy has such a cute bum.
That was a long time ago.
It's amazing.
We've all got to have an appreciation for the game.
So
Mine, you've got lots of fans down there. Oh, everyone's. You can honestly. I know we say it. It sounds like a cliche, but it is. You can feel it in the air.
You can, and the crowd is just massive here this morning. All morning, I've seen out of the corner of my eye this family. Some of them are in Hawks outfits, and the others in Cats, and I see them pushing each other all morning. How does this work, Mum?
Oh, Mum, and I've got triplet boys as well. One barracks for Geelong with me, and Dad, and three of the children barrack for Hawthorn, so it's very rivalry in our house.
Do you fight a lot?
Yes.
I saw you pushing your brother. He was in a Cats outfit, and you were pushing him, weren't you?
Yes.
Well, good luck on the weekend. I hope that it doesn't cause too many family feuds. And we will be giving away more grand final tickets throughout the morning, so head down to Federation Square.
Fantastic. Does that happen in your house? The weekend that Nat and I tipped the Western Bulldogs to beat the Swans, and my son was sitting there on the couch in his Swans jersey, devastated when they lost, and I was sort of trying to be the lovely mother. Darling, that's really... What do you do? Imagine that. If it's in your house, let us know.
It is a great time of year.
It is wonderful. Now, up soon, the billboard that's turned the power of advertising on its head. And at 7:50, New York's Lady Gaga with a live performance. I promise you'll be up and dancing to Just Dance.
Plus, next hour, where were you when we won the America's Cup 25 years ago today? Yep, 25 years. Doesn't seem like it, does it?
Not that old.
But now, it is news time at 7:30.
Rare video of Marilyn Monroe on the set of a 1956 movie has been auctioned in Melbourne. The 2.5-minute film shows Monroe putting on a playful act for the camera during a break on the set of Some Like It Hot. It had been expected to sell for up to $30,000.
At $15,000, sold.
The auctioneer thinks the anonymous buyer from Sydney snared a bit of a bargain. Over to Brett's now with sport and Geelong's out for vengeance.
Yeah, big time. This is a bit of an old one, Nat, that we're settling this weekend. Former Geelong great Barry Stoneham says Geelong has some unfinished business to attend to in tomorrow's AFL Grand Final against Hawthorn. It's been almost 2 decades since their 1989 Classic, which the Hawks won by 6 points. Stoneham says those niggling injury concerns won't be an issue tomorrow. It's win at all costs.
There's going to be a few injuries lingering on from the season, but those players who are actually a little bit sore from last week, like a Luke Hodge, they're very tough players. They'll push through for the last game of the year, that's for sure.
Both sides will take part in today's grand final parade through the city. Let's check out what's happening in the betting market at the moment. Punters think Geelong can claim back-to-back titles. The Cats are paying $1.46 to win. The Hawks are out to $2.75. And after missing out on the Brownlow again this year, Gary Ablett is the pick for the Norm Smith medal. In the NRL, the Sharks and Storm go head-to-head in Sydney tonight for a place in the 2008 Grand Final. With Storm skipper Cameron Smith out suspended, Israel Folau has promised to step up.
Level to go up.
The winner of tonight's showcase will meet the victor of tomorrow night's second preliminary final between Manly and the Warriors.
Sunrise weather, proudly brought to you by UltraTune, caring for your car.
Well, it's fine in Brisbane today, reaching 30 degrees on the weekend. Sunny and warm in Sydney with a cooler change coming through on Sunday.
Now, Melbourne, fine, warm and windy today. Mostly fine for grand final day. Some cloud, a little cooler. Player comfort level will be spot on, I think, Melissa.
Good meat pie eating weather.
Yep. Rain developing over Hobart late this morning. Cooler tomorrow with showers back on Sunday. Fine in Adelaide ahead of a cooler afternoon change. Shower or two could develop late tomorrow. Canberra fine and sunny. Perth rain at times with a chance of a storm. And hot and sunny in Darwin.
The Sunrise Cash Cow.
Well, with the Cash Cow giving away $100,000, all you need to enter is today's code word. It is money.
Now call 1902 557707 or SMS the code word, your name and state to 19777077. Stick around. We'll be calling one lucky Cash Cow winner very, very shortly.
Well, on the way, 25 years since we won the America's Cup, and Lady Gaga performs her hit song, Just Dance.
But after the break, do we care if our political leaders once smoked pot? You're watching Sunrise live from Melbourne.
The Sunrise Cash Cow.
And the Cash Cow didn't want to be left behind as we came to the home of AFL on grand final eve. She headed out the doors of Brekkie Central yesterday with her bags packed for Melbourne. First stop was the Jetstar check-in. Then a very familiar face. Oh!
Just kidding. Oh, well, after meeting some fans, it was all aboard for us at the Cash Cow. There you go. She followed all the safety briefings very, very well. Had a little trouble putting the seatbelt around her, but she did quite well. She travelled nicely. Most people didn't object to having a cow in the front of the plane, but that was okay. She's a good traveller. There you go. And she is here with us, of course, this morning as we give away $5,000. Let's call one of today's lucky Cash Cow winners. We are finding Alison Cable from New South Wales. He's won $5,000.
Oh, here it goes. It's ringing out. Alison Cable, New South Wales. Are you at home to win $5,000?
Maybe she's testing out that shower suit.
Now, Alison still wins it even if she doesn't answer, does she?
Yes. We'll contact her later in the day.
She might be going to work at TV.
Hello, you've reached Alison. I can't get to the phone right now, so please leave your name and number and press hash after the phone. Thank you.
Hello, Alison. I hope you had a lovely day when you get this message. It's Mel and Koshy from Sunrise. Look, we're just ringing up to say hi, see how you're going, see how your day was, give you all our best. Oh, and also give you $5,000. I hope you had a lovely day. Bye.
Our people will call your people.
I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, my God.
Hope she doesn't delete it and go, who are they kidding? That's not Mel, that's not Koshy. Oh, congratulations, Alison.
13 minutes to 8 o'clock next hour. What women want in a man?
Where do we start? Sorry, that popped out.
How much time have we got? Plus, where were you when we won the America's Cup? It was 25 years ago today.
We're so old, aren't we? But after the break, the young New York singer with a huge hit song, Lady Gaga, performs Just Dance live here at Footy Central. Well, she's already been compared to Madonna and to Kylie, and Lady Gaga has only released one single.
It appears on her debut album, The Fame, and she's here to sing it now. Lady Gaga with Just Dance.
dance.
Oh, God. See, you only do that when you're standing on a table at the pub. Usually at the Christmas party.
All right, we're going to go to a break now. We might hear from Lady Gaga in just a moment. We'll also have news, sport and weather. You're watching Sunrise. It is live. Can't you tell?
She
All right, just ahead on the show, do single women want muscly men? We're going to check some new research on their taste in guys.
Okay. Also ahead, 25 years since our America's Cup win. Is it our greatest sporting moment? And later, a live performance of Up There Kazan. The AFL anthem right here at Footy Central. Isn't that fantastic?
What an anthem.
Do you like your men muscly?
That's a bit of a loaded question, isn't it?
Have you been working out on holiday? Is that what you were doing?
You wanted me to pass judgment on how good you look?
No, I'm not your man.
You look incredible. What can I say? Just dance. All right, it's 8 o'clock. Nat, please.
Here's Beretta with sport now. And what's on the agenda this afternoon for our grand finalists?
Oh, it's a big one that time to take the lid off. Geelong and Hawthorn are gearing up for the biggest day on the AFL calendar, tomorrow's grand final. Today, it's the traditional grand final parade on the field. Simon Taylor and Thomas Murphy have been named as emergencies for the Hawks, and David Wyszynski is the hard luck story at the Cats.
It was like a rock star reception. 10,000, they estimated, went to watch Hawthorn train, and it was pretty big down at Geelong too. Paul Chapman was wearing his real number this time. He's fit and ready, so someone had to go. The bloke who got the bad news was David Wyszynski. Back at Hawthorn, cameras clicked and sausages sizzled. The players did what they've done for the past 6 months. This week, the nerves are tingling a lot louder. For club legend Shane Crawford, who was drafted the year Hawthorn played in their last grand final, in '91, a premiership would be a nice way to bow out.
No nerves yet.
If they don't shut down Bateman, Crawford, sometimes Franklin, but he isn't that good when he has to do good.
Chris Young, 7 News.
That is very good advice. If you're Alistair Clarkson, you'd be taking all that on board, wouldn't you?
What a great kid he was. That was very cute.
What an insight. I'll jot that down. Give it to Bomber. All right, it's do or die tonight in the NRL as the Sharks and Melbourne battle out the first semi-final. Melbourne will start as slight favourites despite missing captain Cameron Smith and injured Test star Ryan Hoffman. Cooper Cronk is likely to be named as skipper for the Storm. The winner will qualify for next week's grand final and will play either Manly or the Warriors. The girls are tipping the Seagulls. Central Coast hosts Perth Glory tonight to kick off round 6 of the A-League. Mariners coach David Mitchell has asked his men to step up their campaign. The sides missed a number of chances at victory through simple lapses in defence. NBL title favourites, the Melbourne Tigers, have gone down to the New Zealand Breakers in Auckland. Tigers forward Chris Anstey top scored with 32 points, but it wasn't enough to get them over the line. In Melbourne, Townsville has edged out the South Dragons by 2 points. A solid final quarter from in-port guard Corey Williams powered the Crocs home.
Sunrise weather, proudly brought to you by UltraTune, caring for your car.
And a broad cold front is moving east across the country, bringing warm and windy weather to South Australia and Victoria ahead of a cool change with showers for the weekend. Warmer northerly winds will also develop in New South Wales, and showers will contract to the far northern Queensland coast as southeast winds ease.
Brisbane fine today with temperatures increasing over the weekend. Sunny and warm in Sydney, warm but windy in Melbourne. Canberra fine and sunny. A bit of rain developing this morning in Hobart. Adelaide fine and warm ahead of a cool afternoon change. Perth rain with the chance of a storm. Fine and hot in Darwin. Well, good to have so many people out this morning. Obviously, a lot of fans of Lady Gaga. Must make a bit of an apology. Never before have we had anyone on who hasn't sung live. This morning, you would have noticed we had a few minor technical difficulties, and I believe there were some problems with Lady Gaga's sound. So the last second, the decision was made that don't think it was all entirely live. So got to hand on our heart, say sorry. It's never happened before. Promise you it'll never happen again, because we have a policy on the show. We say to artists, if you're not going to sing live, sorry, you're not for us. So it's not something we would ever do.
Was the difference because of the technical issues, the difference between having her and not having her?
Yeah.
So
obviously the decision was made to have her on because, you know, we know that there's a lot of fans that were keen to see her.
And we promoted it.
Exactly. Didn't hear her live, but I promise it'll never happen again. It's not something that we will ever do.
And it hasn't happened in the past as well. Everybody that comes on the show has to sing live. None of this lip-syncing stuff that a lot of them want to do. So our apologies for that. It is 7 minutes past 8 o'clock. Well, the crowds are building here at Federation Square as we get closer to today's grand final parade. Monique Wright is with the fans and she has some more tickets to give away. Now, you're about to make someone very happy, Mon.
I am. We're definitely live here. Who wants the tickets? Sorry, I couldn't really hear that. Who wants the tickets? I don't think that I've ever actually been this popular. However, of all of the people that are here, our next 2 tickets are going to... over here, David and Annette, who we met earlier this morning. You're going to the grand final. Okay. Tell everybody the story. It's a fantastic story.
25 years ago, Annette and I got married on grand final day, and I missed it, and so did the guys I played football with, obviously. But my wife always said that she owed me a grand final. We've come down from Newcastle, got tickets, flights, and all the rest of it in February to find out we couldn't get tickets to the game.
And so now you're going, Annette.
Yes, I can't believe it.
How does this work? You're obviously going for the Cats, and he's going for the Hawks.
Oh, that's all right. We'll work it out. 25 years.
Marriage.
Yeah, 25 years. We've worked lots of things out.
Oh, well, congratulations. You've come all the way from Newcastle and off you go. And you said that you owed him a grand final.
Oh, yeah, the debt's been repaid now. Thank you very much.
And it is their very first holiday that they've ever had on their own without the 4 kids. So enjoy it. This is going to be memorable.
Thank you to Sunrise. Thank you, Monique. Thank you.
Isn't that lovely?
Wow, you're very welcome. Thank you. And we do have more to give away later on.
More deserving. Isn't that fantastic?
And it is amazing. I know we have lots of footy codes in Australia, but AFL Grand Final, there's just something different about it. And I think it's because it's our game. It's so uniquely Australian. It is us, isn't it? It is just wonderful. So it's great to be here in Federation Square.
It is fantastic. Now, throughout the morning, speaking of, we've been asking you who you reckon will win the big game. The result is in. It's pretty close. I think Barrett's has been on the phone, 56%.
Oh,
think
no.
Geelong
Yes.
will take it out. Wow.
It must be costing you a
It was the other way
fortune.
around before, Barrett. So
It
did
was.
you win that one?
Oh, you know, more Geelong people are waking up and coming in from their run and voting.
Oh, either way, it's going to be a great day.
Sure. Coming up to 18 past 8. Well, can you believe it's been 25 years today since we won the America's Cup? This day in 1983 that the crew of Australia 2 did the unthinkable. Skippered by John Bertrand, they broke America's 132-year winning streak, the longest in sporting history. And who can forget the wild celebrations as our boys crossed that finishing line?
Was it...
There we go. We've got the boat moving. You beauty. There are the celebrations.
It was fantastic. Well, that win is certainly considered. We're having a good morning. One of our greatest sporting achievements. This morning on Sunrise in Focus, we would like to know what are some of the others. Well, joining us is John Bertrand, the skipper of Australia 2. And another Aussie sporting legend, 6-time Olympian, James Tompkins. Good morning to you. And of course, our own international water ski champion, Mark Beretta. Good morning to you. Good morning, Mel. Thank you for joining us all. Oh, John, I've got to start with you. Is it just still stir emotions in you when you see the pictures, you see the footage of that win?
It does. People think, well, you know, do you get sick of that? But it doesn't. You know, the men at work down under theme song and the battle flag, the boxing kangaroo, all those sort of things. yeah, the memories flood back, and there's very proud memories too.
Tell us the pressure of that last day, that last race 25 years ago.
Well, like James would know what I'm talking about. It's, you know, you're in like a tunnel of concentration. They call it the zone in many ways, and so we just had to do our job. But you know, it was huge. You know, the consideration that the Americans had not been beaten for 132 years. The America's Cup started before the US Civil War, and so the tradition and all the firepower behind the American defence effort was enormous. And yeah, it was a big deal. In fact, I was told when we came back, people say, you know, the impact. Well, when we came back, we had no idea just the full significance of how people celebrated in Australia. But I was told by the Minister of Immigration a few years later that there were more people naturalised than ever before or since in Australian history as a result of that day, because they felt part of this country for the first time. So, you know, we feel very proud that that was a sporting event that was very significant.
It stopped the country, entirely stopped it in its tracks. It was just incredible. James, you've achieved so much in your career. You look at great sporting moments. That win's up there for you, I understand, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
It was that, you know, the underdog status of Australia against the might of the US, you know, these colonial upstarts. And I think you were 3-0 down, weren't you, in the final, and then to win the next 4 races straight to win the Cup was just unbelievable, and I remember it vividly, absolutely vividly.
Yeah, Brett, a lot of surveys have ranked it right up there as our greatest sporting moment.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Rightly so, yeah. It was a special time. The moments that really stand out for us in Australia are the moments that bring the nation together, and that was one of them. You know, we woke up that morning and people had been watching overnight, and it was just so special. It's moments like the awesome foursome going back-to-back with their gold medals in Atlanta in '96, you know. Moments like Mackay Diva winning 3 straight Melbourne Cups. Kathy Freeman running that 400 metres Sydney 2000.
Kathy in Sydney, you know, the enormous, having done the whole lighting of the cauldron and all that sort of stuff, and then to have that race.
And the pressure on Kathy too, you know, it was enormous. She carried the weight of the nation on her shoulders.
Yeah.
And I think Karen Perkins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lane 8.
96.
Atlanta. What an incredible swim. What a swim with the heart. Gutsy.
But for you guys who've been involved in these great moments of your own, how do you rate your own, and what do you rate as the top moment for you, John? Do you rate your own America's Cup as, yep, I appreciate how good that was, that's number one?
Well, I'm biased, but, you know, and that's just part of me and the team, you know, but look, I think Kathy, it was a beautiful moment in this country's history, 2000. You know, the whole nation was waiting, poised, and if that beautiful young girl didn't do a thing, you know, just imagine how she felt. And I think the Karen Perkins thing, that was just such a really tough, beautiful thing that young man did. Yeah.
And James, what about you?
Oh, look, I think, well, all the wins, obviously, you know, phenomenal. The first time round, we didn't really know what we were doing or what the result of that was going to be. And then, you know, I think almost with Drew in Athens, where, you know, he'd missed out on Sydney because of his back issue. And so it was 8 years between for him, and I thought that was going to be my last games as well. So, yeah, that was pretty good. But I think, you know, just on Drew, what he did this time round was just phenomenal. I mean, in between the heat and the final, he actually ruptured a couple more discs in his back. And he's rowing in incredible agony. And to be able to continue through, get the job done with Duncan without you know, sort of upsetting that performance.
Not letting his mate down.
Exactly. And that's what Australian sport is about, not letting your mates down.
It is, mateship. And a win for the Hawks in the grand final tomorrow, will that rank up there for you, James Tompkins, being a wide-eyed Hawks fan?
It will be an awesome match. It will be fantastic. I mean, the Cats have had a phenomenal season, but I tell you what, the family club, the Hawthorn Football Club, they will fire right up. Don't worry about that.
Ticker.
Massive ticker.
Don't you think you've seen enough flags this year? You've already carried one in the Olympic Stadium. You don't need another flag.
Right. If it's good, more's better. That's all.
Guys, thank you for joining us
very much. Yeah.
It's been a real pleasure.
Straight ahead this morning's headlines and today's weather, and coming up, Brownlow medalist Adam Cooney drops by.
Plus later, a classic Aussie song. I don't need to tell you that is Mike Brady's famous footy song. He will perform it live at 8:50 on Sunrise on the eve of the grand final.
Good morning, Jimmy and GIO. Sky Tracker 7 having the final look at your morning running to work on this grand final eve. Looking beautiful. The Hello Turf fantastic. It'll be full of excitement on Saturday. So far, so good on all the roads, though. No major problems right across the board. The freeway's doing their usual thing. Quick look here on Punt Road. You can see it is running pretty well, just a little slow at the bigger intersections. GIO Home and Contents Insurance gives you automatic cover against floods, including flash floods, storms, rising rivers, burst pipes and more. Call GIO on 13 10 10. Go the Cats.
Time for another special guest to get something off their chest. Time to get on your box.
Well, today we are joined by tennis champ Todd Woodbridge. Todd, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your mind?
Yes. What a crowd.
Yeah, they love you.
I wouldn't have said yes to this segment if I knew I had 1,000 people to have to talk to here as well.
What's on your mind this morning?
Oh, well, look, listen, I want somebody to remind our politicians that we want them to behave in an adult manner. We don't want them to behave like a bunch of juvenile children or infants. This week, I sat down to watch the news with my children, and I had to explain to them why our leaders of this country were behaving so rude, like they were in a schoolyard brawl. Now, the kids asked the question, why are they being so rude? And it was pretty good when you consider that a debate ended up being a personal attack and a belittling experience from both sides of the bench. Now, I've been trying to stop my kids from behaving like that for the last 2 years. They're 6 and 7, and the Pollies were behaving like that. Now, how do we expect the kids of our generation to behave with good manners and respect when the leaders of our country aren't doing it in front of us? Now, I want them to stop acting like juvenile infants, and I want them to remember and make us proud of why we elected them to govern our country.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you, Koshy.
Oh, here.
Thank
It
you.
has got out of hand, isn't it? You're sniping them, mate.
Well, you look at them and you think, geez, we're supposed to be doing something positive here, and the kids are doing that at the breakfast table before you send them off to school, and it's no different. These are adults that we've elected to govern our country.
Todd Woodbridge, well done.
But I don't know about you, but the naughty step works in my house. So maybe that's what they should do in Parliament. Well, instead of a chair, we just have the steps. We send them to the steps. They sit on the steps.
We need an area like that for
That's
them.
what I think.
We do a corner, a big
naughty
corner.
chair.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
A naughty chair.
The naughty chair up in Parliament House in Canberra. We need a few naughty chairs, not just one.
Let's start a campaign. The naughty chair for the House of Reps on the Senate. Well done.
Sin
Thank
bit
you,
in the
Todd.
footy. There you go.
Exactly right.
Now, just ahead, the man controlling tomorrow's AFL Grand Final. What sort of game is he expecting?
And later, Mike Brady performs the Aussie sporting anthem Up There, Kazali. That's at 8:15. But now, it is exactly 8:30 news time.
Japan has invented the world's first airbag for the elderly. The device sits in a vest and can sense a fall. It inflates in 0.1 of a second, protecting the head and hips. Unfortunately, the product does not work if you fall forward.
So you've sort of got to fall forward and then roll on your back.
That's a great idea.
So if you fall forward, you've got to do a twist.
You fall forward.
I'm falling. Roll.
Only Melissa Wu could do that with the diving.
Because when you're falling, you really plan it.
I needed that when I was pregnant.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. It's a good idea in theory. They maybe need a little work around the edges. Yeah.
And clearly best used if you fall onto a mattress.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. It's obviously got great medical benefits for some people in the community.
There are so many elderly people who fall. It's just obviously not working properly right now.
No, it just needs a bit further work. But the idea is there. The intention is there.
So many elderly people break their hips and do that sort of thing.
Yes.
But it just looks a bit strange when you have to fall a certain way for it to work.
automatically do it, or do you pull a ripcord
No,
as you're falling?
it inflates, I think. Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's definitely time to move on to sport this morning, Bretta.
Rightio. Two great AFL rivals are preparing to battle it out in the first all-Victorian Grand Final since 2000. AFL boss Andrew Demetrio has thrown his support behind the 10 Victorian clubs remaining in the league. He's reminded everyone Victorian-based teams have been subsidising the competition for years. Tomorrow, Geelong and Hawthorn will battle for supremacy in the big one. David Wachinski has been left out of the Cats lineup, but says he'll be there to support his teammates. That's the Geelong way.
It has only got 2 grand final tickets left to give away. I bet everyone's your friend at the moment, Mon.
Hello there. Yes, I do. I have 2 tickets left. Now, it's interesting what people will do for grand final tickets. Just about anything. But when we arrived first thing this morning, I came across 2 guys who offered to shave their heads. Now, you didn't have any clippers. So what did you do?
I went down to Elizabeth Street and bought a shaver.
You've never seen anybody so anxious, because every time they'd say, we've just got onto a chemist that opens at 8 o'clock, and it sort of went on and on. These guys have been stressing out. Now, I've suggested that they can shave their head, but we might not necessarily give you the tickets. Are you still prepared to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, off you go. So have you done this before?
No.
Did you actually pay for those clippers?
Yeah. $40.
So you guys, tell me about your team. How long you've been into AFL?
Since I was born. My nan just basically gave us all Hawthorn stuff, so from there on, go for Hawthorn.
So it's all because of Nan, is it?
Yeah.
But you couldn't get tickets?
Nah, didn't get the ballot, didn't get a ticket in there.
We're going to continue to shave their heads.
It's going to take a while.
What do you reckon? Do you actually think that we should give the tickets? Should we?
Let's wait and see how the shave goes.
I think we come back a bit later in the show to see if they really succeed.
Yeah, because at the moment he's not removing much hair.
No. Okay, don't give them away yet, Mon.
Yeah,
We
no.
will keep checking back with you. How's that?
Good, sounds good.
Okay.
Judging
Roger
panel's
that.
way tougher than that. Ahead on the morning show, the difference in life between routine and a rut, and soon a live performance of Up There Kazali, Mike Brady live singing for you. Can't wait.
Next up, though, the people helping to make tomorrow's grand final a special success. We're going to meet them when Sunrise continues live from Melbourne.
The AFL's best 2 teams, Geelong versus Hawthorn in the season decider.
They're turning the clock back to champs.
It all comes down to 1 game, 1 day.
Can he kick a goal? You betcha.
The AFL Grand Final, Saturday, live and exclusive on 7.
Come October 2nd, Melbourne comes alive with an RV, camping, boat and 4x4. All new Melbourne Leisure Fest.
And the Hawks Nest, our grand final exclusive with Lauren Phillips and Marvin King. A current affair tonight.
I know a world-class performance when I see one. And that's what LJ Hooker deliver with Service Plus. From finding the home that's right for you, through to planning your move.
Thank you, Mr. Cricket.
Thank you, Mr. Hooker.
But just in case you've been under a rock, tomorrow is the biggest day on the AFL calendar. Hawthorn and Geelong will meet at the MCG to decide this year's champion. But more than just the players will take part in the festivities.
Lucy Durack and Amanda Harrison will lead Australia in the national anthem. Barrett's is joined by one of the umpies for the big clash, and a barrage of AFL superstars. And Monique is with the 22 kids from Auskick who will hand out the medals to the winning side. Good morning to everyone. Now, Lucy, first up to you. 100,000 people are going to be singing along with you.
I know, it's
What
pretty...
do you think about that?
Oh, it's pretty thrilling. You know, it's an absolute dream of mine. I've been watching the AFL Grand Finals forever. I'm from Perth, so it's a big thing. And I've never sang to more than 30,000, so not 100,000, not to mention the television audience. Is kind of scary, but so exciting.
Oh, wow. And Amanda, because normally you girls, we know you from Wicked, singing in Wicked. So tell us about preparations for this performance. How incredibly different will it be?
Oh, it's so different. I mean, we perform to 2,000 people a night, so it's just going to be just slightly different. And here's hoping we remember the words to the Australian anthem.
Oh, we can't wait to hear it. Now, Barrett, over to you. You are with a barrage of AFL superstars, including a Port legend, just as well.
Koshy Mel, you've got to pinch yourself when you're with a lineup like this. Firstly, the Brownlow medalist, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Cooney. Adam, morning to you. What a week. What a week this has been.
Yeah, it's been pretty flat out. I've never done so much media in all my life, but no, just really enjoying the week.
And for all your greatest plug of all time for burger rings, no burger rings have turned up at your place yet.
No, thank God, and I just can't wait for it all to just blow over and go back to normal. So.
All righty, now quickly we'll get your tip. Who are you backing tomorrow?
I'm tipping an upset. I reckon the Hawks will get up.
Oh, there you go. Simon Black, Brownlow medalist runner-up. Who's your tip, Simon, for tomorrow?
Bress, I think the Cats. I'd like to see the Hawks get up, but I think the Cats will be too good.
Oh, boy. Darryl Wakelin, you'll go and do the lap of honour tomorrow for your retirement.
Yeah, lucky to do that, but I'm with Blackie. I think Geelong will be too good, but I'd love to see the Hawks get up for Croft, and I think it's going to be a cracker grand final.
I love what you've got to say, boys. Michael Vozzo will umpire the big one tomorrow, his second grand final. Michael, do you get nervous about it?
Not really. More nervous doing this, actually.
Really? Well, take it easy. This is easy. What do you do? Have you got a little pre-game routine? Are you superstitious at all?
Not really, no. We just sort of keep to ourselves before the game and get there a couple of hours before the game and sort of chill out a bit.
It's got to be a buzz, though, to do a grand final.
Oh, look, there's no doubt it is. It's the pinnacle of the season and your career, I guess, yeah.
All right, well, it's going to be a great day. Enjoy the moment, Michael. Good on you. Boys, thank you very much. Great to see you this morning. Monique.
Hello there, Barrettes. Well, this is where a lot of our stars of AFL actually start. This is the Auskick kids. Now, we've got 97 kids who have been sent from the 94 regions around Australia. There are tens of thousands of kids who do Auskick. Just give us an idea. What are you going to be doing at the grand final?
Going to be kicking goals.
And this is at half-time. You've got an extra special role. What are you going to be doing?
Putting a medal on a player.
So how does that actually work? Because the players are pretty tall.
They bend down and we put it over their head.
No, are you right with that? Have you been practicing or?
No.
No. Okay. Now you're pretty good with the ball there. Show us what you can do. Oh, he's been, of course, the whole morning he's been doing it backwards and forwards, a bit like Beck and stuff. So look out for these guys on grand final day. They will be there playing and presenting the medals. Have a great time. There's kids here from the Tiwi Islands all over the place. It's terrific.
They're going to love it.
The AFL do that so well, don't they?
Yes,
involving
they're going to love
the kids.
it. All right, it's beautiful. Girls, sing well. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Can't wait to see the game. It's 9:15 on Sunrise.
The Sunrise Cash Cow.
All right, let's call our second lucky cash cow winner of the day, Michelle Algie from New South Wales.
Oh, will Michelle be home? Has she?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hi. Is that Michelle?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hey, Michelle. Do you remember entering the cash cow competition on Sunrise?
Oh, my God, yes, I do.
Guess what, Michelle? You have won $5,000 courtesy of the cash cow.
Oh, my God, thank you, Melancholy. You're wonderful. Thank you so much.
Well done. Congratulations. $5,000. And if your team wins tomorrow, it's going to be even better weekend.
Yep, exactly right.
Well done,
you enjoy
Michelle.
it, Michelle. It is 14 minutes to 9 o'clock. Coming up on the morning show, what your handwriting says about you. Oh, no.
His is awful.
All right. Plus the Hollywood stars coming out of the closet.
But next, a song to get you in the mood for the grand final. Mike Brady performs his classic Up There Kazali right here at Footy Central. Sunrise back in a tick.
The Sunrise Concert Series for Big Pond Music. Get the music you want on Big Pond.
And I want to thank my family. Dad, I played so well. I took that mark.
She's getting delusional now. Well, it's one of the greatest sporting anthems ever written. Up There Kazali was first recorded back in 1979, and the man responsible for it is Mike Brady.
Well, Mike has included the song on his new album, How Australians That? And he's here to sing it for us now. This is Up There Kazali.
Well, you work to earn a living, but on weekends comes a time you can do whatever turns you on. Go out and clear your mind. Me, I like football. There's a lot of things around. When you line them up together, the footy wins hands down. Okay, everybody, here we go! Out there, 'cause I in there and fight. Out there and Adam There's a lot more things to football than really meets the eye. There are days when you could give it up. There are days when you could fly. You either love or hate it, depending on the score. But when your team run out or they kick a goal, how's the mighty roar? Up there, 'cause I be in there and fight. Out there and at 'em, show 'em you might. Up there, 'cause I be, don't let 'em in. Fly like an angel, you're out there to win. Come on! Up there, 'cause I be, you're out there to win. In there and at 'em, don't let 'em in. Up there, 'cause I be, show 'em you hide. Fight like the devil, the crowd's on your side. Out there, 'cause I be in there and fight. Out there and at 'em, show 'em you might. Out there, 'cause I be, show 'em you hide. Fight like the devil, the crowd's on your side. The crowd is on your side.
Enjoying, mate?
Welcome back to the show. Great crowd here.
Fantastic crowd. Right now, it's what you've all been waiting for. Go back to Richard with Pete Murray. Richard?
Thank you very much indeed, Lisa. Yes, we are delighted to have Pete Murray with us. Gave the city of Geelong a bit of a wake-up call. At what time was it this morning when you did sound check?
I was up at 4. We started playing at 4:30.
Yeah. Did everyone hear that? 4:30 this morning. Nice way to wake up. Just one question for you, Pete. Who's going to win the footy tomorrow?
I think the Cats will get up just, but I think they'll go the Cats.
Go the Cats. Very diplomatic Pete Murray here. Delighted to have you here. The album, of course, Summer at Eureka, the song Pete's going to play for us now. The new single, Saving Grace. Put your hands together for...
Now, does your mum know you were doing this?
No.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, Mum.
And Tanya, thank you for volunteering as well. As well.
So what do you reckon? Are the boys deserving of the 2 tickets?
Yeah! Okay. There you go, chaps. You are going to the AFL Grand Final. A buzz? Good, that's the way. All right, now give the cup back now. That's it. That's it. Nat, do you want to hold it?
Yes, I'll take it. Thank you.
You can take it.
All right,
It is very exciting.
Who's going for Hawthorn? Spirit.
It is going.
So what are you going for?
Oh, look, I might go for Geelong, Mel, of all things. But good luck to both teams. We look forward to a great grand final tomorrow. The Hawks are great. It is going to be a ripper, but go the Cats.
It's going to be awesome, isn't it? Absolutely awesome.
It is Australia's great sporting event, I reckon. It is just fantastic. So everybody enjoy it and have a terrific time.
Yeah, make your team win. Have a great weekend. Let's pass it over to the morning show now. Hello.
See you Monday, guys.
Morning.
Well done.
What a great atmosphere.
Oh, really?
Federation Square. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday, also known as Grand Final Eve. Today on the show, out of the closet and onto the big screen, the Hollywood stars making it cool to be gay.
Plus, what does your writing say about you? The celebrity autographs that reveal the stars' secret pain and their desires.
And the new brainchild of Steven Spielberg, Eagle Eye, is set to become one of this year's blockbusters.
What is this?
Would you risk your life for your son?
And what on earth is the Church of the Spaghetti-Eating Monster? And why do you need to know about it? Find out soon. We'll tell you why you need to know about it. But first, well, it's all going on in Melbourne. Melbourne has been struck down with a serious case of footy fever. Thousands and thousands of fans have flocked to the city ahead of this weekend's grand final clash between, of course, Hawthorn and Geelong.
Now, the CBD will be packed as players from, of course, both teams parade up Collins Street at lunchtime. Barrett's is still in the thick of it at Federation Square. Morning again, Barrett's. When does the parade kick off?
Midday, she's away and running, and starts off really from the Arts Centre, heads up, takes the right-hand turn and right up through the middle of City and finishes up at the Parliament buildings, and just a great day.
Barrett's, have you left any merchandise in the Geelong store? You sent out the whole range.
I pretty much had a clean out. Kylie, yesterday restocked, yeah it's good.
Look,
but it's that unique time of the year where you really, you're getting your team's gear, because this is what, you know, clubs wait years and years to try and do. I mean, as you know, Geelong had waited 44 years until last year when we won, and now the chance to go back-to-back. Well, our club was lucky enough to do that in 1951 and 52. So, you know, if we can do it again, that's history, and I don't think most of us will see that again in our lifetime. So you want to enjoy the moment.
Hey, Barrett's, Kylie and I reckon that you having Go Cats tattooed on your left buttock was the greatest show of love of all.
Well, I've had it enlarged. It's Go Cats on one side. Anyway.
Yeah, all right. Now, we saw the massive turnout yesterday, but of course, more festivities today. It's more like a carnival than just a match, isn't it?
It is unbelievable. I must admit, I've never seen so many people in the city at this time of the morning in my time. It's remarkable. People have really got into the spirit, and look, probably part of that is having two heart and soul Victorian clubs in the grand final. You know, Hawthorn have a tremendous loyal following. They built that up in their great years in the 80s. It's been a bit lean for them in the last few years, but boy, they are back. And, you know, if they don't get it this year, they're here for a few more years to come. They have such a talented lineup. And, of course, Geelong has the momentum of last year and all the support from just down the road there, an hour or so. So this is going to be a really big day. But festivities, grand final parade, Federation Square just has so many activities going on. Then we go into the AFL lunch today down at Crown Casino. Every club virtually has a function on tonight, and then tomorrow morning it really starts early. And if you're not at one of the functions, then you'll see the AFL breakfast live on 7 to kick things off tomorrow morning. So it's a huge day right through. You've got to make a day of it.
Yeah, I just get up, turn the telly on to 7 and then just leave it there all day. What can we expect from the match tomorrow, Brett?
No doubt it is going to be a tight, intense, fiery, hard-fought, tooth and nail battle between the two best sides this year. I don't think there's any other way to describe it. You can expect nothing less. I mean, Hawthorn showed last week they are incredible. The intensity they came out with on Saturday night against St Kilda, from the moment they ran onto that ground, they were there to do a mission. And the performance of those guys, Shane Crawford's goal last week stands out to me. You know, there's a guy who will play in his 305th game tomorrow, and, you know, he is just at the top of his form at the moment, which is great to see. From Geelong, I mean, they've been the informed team all far this season. There's almost a feeling that maybe they've been waiting for this moment all year. They've saved something in reserve, so they are going to be hard at it. Both teams, what sets them apart is their intensity and their hard ability at the ball. They really attack the ball hard. So when you get two teams going at it like that, every contest will be fought fiercely. It'll be no holes barred football. I reckon the first quarter, first half is going to be incredible. And personally, and I'm a little bit biased, but I do expect that the Cats may pull away in the second half and in the third quarter.
So, Barrett's, I checked with Sylvie. She said it's all right that I put the house on whoever you tip. So we're going with that?
Go with the Cats, Larry.
Right.
I think you'll be all right.
All right.
you got a margin for us, Barrett's? A margin, come on,
let's say, 49 points. Geelong by 49.
All right.
I don't think in the end it'll be as close as everyone thinks. I think the start will be intense and it'll be full on, but then I think the Cats might just have the extra legs to get away in the last half.
OK.
Who knows?
Can't wait. Thanks, Barrett's.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
enjoy
mate.
it.
OK, have a big weekend.
Or you sort of get the feeling he could talk about that all day.